Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. The most important is to know I am Brahmasmi. I am the self. That alone is real. So it means not to listen to the doubts of the mind. This mind which knows only temporary things. So, if it is not out of experience that you know you are the self, bring your doubts, if they are very important, essential to you. If you know that you are the self, don't listen to your mind. After all, this is the shortest cut to give value to what is, beyond the concept of is and is not. One has to read it again and again, and only scriptures will offer that, or satsangs of masters. And hear that in satsang, and then make it your daily attraction. There is nothing else to do. I have not much else to say too, but if you have a talk in your mind or experiences that you keep, I suggest you to express them.
Ganga.
Hi.
Just to let you know that my mind does not surrender. I mean,
Yeah.
there are thoughts that are coming compulsively, and I think they are related, all the thoughts that come, to an idea of I, a false idea of I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They relate to the person, yes.
They are related to the person, to the I.
I think I am this person. Yes, absolutely. That's what I said from the beginning. You have to start to discard this talk of the mind, which brings only temporary, limited understanding and experiences. So you have to listen. You have to go to the direction, I am the self. I am that which is not depending on any cause, on any moods, on any thoughts.
Yes. Yes.
You have to repeat that in yourself. It's your weapon.
Okay, yes, I understand. Yes, sure.
But you have to do it. Not only understanding. Understanding is a really great, great step. Fantastic.
Yes, for instance, if I make a decision, I'm going to stop thinking. This decision doesn't work. You know?
No, but you could say, I'm the self. So what stops? If you say, I'm the self, you cannot bring two thoughts at the same time.
Yes, yes. Okay. But I also may, and it is what I do in certain points, to during the day make
Make a date. You make a date.
to quiet the mind.
To say, I'm the self.
Yes. Okay.
And this one is always in the rendezvous. You'll never miss. But you have to go to the rendezvous. You say rendezvous.
Yes.
Ah.
Well, I know that I'm the self. This is an intellectual knowledge. In my case, I know that I'm the self. I know that.
So you trust that you are the self. You trust you.
Yes.
You know
Yes,
you are
I
that.
know that I'm not. Those
Okay, so
thoughts.
it's not intellectual.
But the thoughts come.
Yeah, because
Continue
you
to
love
come.
to hear it. You love to hear it.
Perhaps, yes.
That's true. That's what I said in the beginning. A few know me. I am the self. You see. The thing is that they spend maybe all their life with the talk of the mind. So the suggestion is to give space to that fact. Now I remember when you take this journey to liberation, you don't know exactly what is what. So in that case, the doubts, the questions have to be asked. You see? To that, and the answers will always direct from where the question arose. But this is the journey. Short or long, who cares? For everybody, it's different. Yeah?
Ganga. It's so funny. I had a question, and George suddenly started to speak about that.
Okay, great.
What is the exact difference between intellectual knowledge and the true knowing of the self?
The true knowledge of the self, you may have got it through a glimpse. You see, it's not only an information which remains here, you see, an experience. You got struck, suddenly everything stops, you are struck, and you can even say, as the Master says, I'm the self. There is no doubt about it. You have that moment. Now, after doubts come, because you listen again to the mind. You don't know yet, or you don't hear enough, that you should not listen to the mind. It's unreal by nature. So I would say, those know they are the self. Even though they don't honor it, but they know it. An information, there will always be doubt at some point, you see. Oh yeah, it's easier to say it's another belief, and so on, as you can know. It's because there is not yet an experience of it. Do you see clearer in you?
When can I see that I have the true knowing? I mean,
Probably when you will not doubt about it. So let's go back to the same, that you know or not. Have you to listen to your mind? In fact, have you to listen to your mind?
in a way, sometimes.
Why? Concerning the world, you listen to your mind. But here it is to realize the substratum of whole, means your real nature. I only speak about that. I don't give a clue to have a better life, which are teachings about that. Here it is to really realize, not touching the person you think you are.
I see clearly that my mind wants me to be afraid.
Okay.
Sometimes, not always.
Okay, but then you see the game.
Yeah, I see, but it still has effect on me.
Okay, but this effect is an experience of your body.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Will you go there? Is the
I
body
don't
more
want to.
real? Is the body more real than the mind?
It's the same.
Yes. I'm not the body, I'm not the
Yeah.
mind.
I don't want to.
Okay, then don't. Then don't. Don't go there. Even if you feel something, don't go there. Because you see, feeling, thoughts, they are, as long as this is alive, it will go on. This is the manifestation. The creation doesn't stop. You have to understand that it is not that suddenly this body-mind will not be not going on. It will go on. But you touch what never is affected by that. If you want to liberate yourself, and that you are always, it's here. If you have not this fascination, this hypnotism with what moves, because a fear, let it be in the body or in the mind, it's again a direction, isn't it? It's again a movement. So it's a fascination if you are not able to just be in yourself, regardless of the movements. And I wanted also to speak about vigilance. You see, vigilance.
Yeah.
it's wrongly understood. Because what I see is that the one who has this practice becomes the witness, is vigilant, or I am vigilant of. There's always a of, isn't it? Of what happens, of what I feel. Sometimes. So everything is happening, this transformation from being the actor to be the witness is happening to the person who was born and will die, means to the person I think I am in this life. And in spirituality, one thinks that realization means you will be vigilant all the time. One day when you are serious, when you have grace upon you. The vigilance spoken in satsang is not at all concerning the person. It is just exactly what I say. To have so well, through investigation, through the company of those who realize what they say, to know I am the self. That's the vigilance. I am the self. And whatever is experienced and presented happens to the one I thought I was, which continues in appearance. The vigilance is not to allow this so-called continuity of the time to eat away the fact that you know I'm the self. So the vigilance is, I'm the self. I keep quiet. I stop this talk of the mind. That is the vigilance. And it's not a vigilance of something. I call it for that awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. But that is, it has to be clear. That don't run after a total utopia to be vigilant in this, in the time. If it is not clear, please ask. It's an important point.
I would introduce. Can you listen from here?
Yeah, you are here, yes.
I introduce my question with a citation.
To what?
I would introduce my question
Yeah.
with a kind of citation. That is, après avoir longtemps médité sur le visage de mon maître, je ne vois que le visage de mon amour. Ça pour dire, cette...
No, but in English, huh? Please.
In English.
Okay.
After having long time meditate
Yeah.
on my master face, I just see the face of my lover.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of practice that's related to what you said before, this is a kind of vigilance.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, jumping from that kind of vigilance to everything is the self, everything is the guru, I would like to hear something from you about it.
I express what I express. I have not this language, so I will not try to copy. I don't have a devotional language, though I know the beauty of it and it can lead there. But I cannot express myself in those terms. So you have to take what I say. I don't want to fake, you see. Otherwise, yes, if you see your guru everywhere, then what's the guru? It's the self. It's your beloved self. So perfect, wonderful. I totally bow down to that, but I cannot say more than that. Because you see, devotions is also so many. It is as it's easier and as difficult. Because you see, you keep the form of your guru, and then after it melts into the self, of course, because a real guru, what it is, it's not the form. It's not the form. Otherwise, you would not love with that kind of unconditional love. There's something else which attracts in this form of the guru. But you can speak like that if you like. It's beautiful. But then what? Are you there? Voilà, he said it. I think devotion, you see, the West doesn't know really devotion. Better to speak to this cocoa here. Devotion, I've seen devotion in India. I know what it is. Nothing to compare with what I see here. And devotion can be copied, then it's fake. It's easy to copy the gestures of devotion. Who wants coffee?
Tea.
Tea, sorry. Who wants chai? Voila, and there is more.
Here.
Okay. Oh, let's see, not break it. I had tremendous devotion to my master, you see. That's, of course, is a... And everybody who follows satsang, they have devotion for what is expressed, but it doesn't mean it's a part of devotion. They have devotion, but they want to hear also. They want to clear up their mind. A devotional man, one doesn't care. He just loves.
I was not seeing that in terms of devotion. It was not really my time.
Listen. Okay, I reply to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
Beleragadtam egy kérdésbe, de ebben már napok óta.
You got stuck in a question for a few days now.
Amit így Istvánnak válaszoltál, hogy összefüggésbe hoztam azzal is.
What you said.
Meg egyébként így elvileg mindennel.
It relates to what István said, but it relates to everything.
Egyszer mondtad régebben.
Once you said a long time ago.
Szóval azért kérdezem, mert nem értettem a jelentését, amit mondtál régebben, hogy...
I'm asking because I didn't understand what it means when you said it before.
Papaji így teljesen, így egyszerűen összefoglalott, Papaji teljesen lerántotta az én valóságát, vagy leleplezte, bocsánat, így mondom, leleplezte az én valóságát.
We're talking about that Papaji just simply somehow pulled some veil off, just presented the truth of the self. And what does this really mean?
Exactly what I say. What's going on here? Exactly what I say. Well, first of all, we've not seen Papaji, but his presence with all the fate of those who come to him. He was an embodiment of the truth one wanted to live. Otherwise, why should we go there and trust? Isn't it? So whatever would be expressed would throw you where himself is. That was the experience, the glimpses one could get. Or simply through, not simply in a reduced way, but simply through tremendous devotion which was there, because he had quite a magistral presence, even in his shining shape. That was enough for those who were there. But for some reason, 99% of those found that he left the body. For some reason, there was an attachment to the form, of course. So what they do at that time? Many went more inside, trying to keep whatever he tried to express, because then that never dies. And a few had to find another shape to continue the same, because it's a support. As long as this identification with the body-mind is there, it's a tremendous support to have a guru in shape too. It's so individual, all those things, that I cannot say something for everyone. But you asked about it, huh? So what was the funny thing? Or the strange thing?
Mert ezt a mondatot nagyon hogy mondjam, ilyen végsőnek tekintettem, vagy nem is tudom minek.
I considered this sentence somehow absolute, final, or something. I'm not even sure what.
A kijelentés.
Then why you continue to think? I tell you, I have no extra time in the time to tell how much you have not to think. This is the secret of things. Don't think. But it takes time to hear this, even though one may have a moment of course. Don't think, don't go into the movement of the mind if you are busy with realization. Mind is for the life. And even it's a good hint to also tell, don't think too much, even in the life. But I'm not touching that. Realization means you hear only the talk of the self. What is the talk of the self? Is silent, or I am Brahmasmi, I am the self, I'm Shiva, Soham. All those wonderful, shining, eternal expressions. This the mind will have moments. Sometimes he will love it, and sometimes he will doubt about it. You don't listen to the mind. If you can stick to that, wherever you go, that's it. What more? Okay? But this I cannot do for you. I can tell what I say. I cannot do it for you. Ah, that's a quiet face. Finally! Don't spoil it, huh? Don't spoil it. Huh?
Back to what we were speaking in the beginning,
Yeah.
In the knowledge, the intellectual knowledge,
Yeah.
and glimpses here and there, they happen in time.
Yes.
So, how to take time out of the equation?
When you are in a glimpse, where are you? Are you in time?
No.
So, because after all, the knowledge is in time,
Okay.
the glimpse gives you a taste, and you see. It's very difficult to speak of glimpse, but still I try. Why we call it a glimpse and not the radical realization? Why? Because it's not, when you are in a glimpse, it's done, you are cooked. The thing is that one goes back, one remembers, oh, I was not in a glimpse, and I go back to the bank of the river. It's like you made the bank, the river, and the other bank, you see, to be sure that you go back to the other bank. So it's not radical. So I call it's a flavor. It's not yet that, it's a flavor. Yet it is that, but it becomes a flavor because it's old, going back to the bank. So one has not seen enough that the mind is unreal. Or there is some intention or whatever on the other bank which brings back, which pulls back. Yeah? Otherwise what? Otherwise, the glimpse that I may not call glimpse, then that very moment is out of time. See? You really see that? So here you need the extreme desire for liberation. Here you need the fire. I took this incarnation with this first goal. First goal is that. And when you understand more that you cannot trust this time, you never know. You see, the life is, I don't know in English the expression, but it's ne tient qu'à un fil. Comment est-ce qu'on dirait ça? depends on one thread, we say in French. It's very...
Hanging on a thread.
Hanging on a thread, wow, great. So more and more we understand that the ephemerity of things, which after all concerns your body and mind. So then it becomes now. Now, I want to realize now. And this now, you see, you are always what you so much wish to realize. But you create somehow, the person creates another interest, a veil. And then of course it looks like veiled.
That's it, because my mind doesn't present doubt. I don't doubt.
Yeah.
But there is this sensation of being it, not being it. Just like time bound.
And why do you give reality to sensation? Because one is using his body-mind in the world, one is used to be sincere, not to be mad. He has to see his own thoughts and concepts and sensations in the body. But here, you see, you have to discard that. Otherwise, you will never leave the person you think you are. It's, in that way, it's radical. That person has to not enter here, or you can say surrender, but he has to know how to surrender through the desire for freedom and to see the extreme value of it, or asking who sends that, who feels that, and that brings you back to the source of the creation. Oh, I'm busy. The value that to utter, to know I'm the self, is not enough valued. The mind will take it, okay, great, I've known finally what I search, but okay, it's one among so many things. The mind cannot value it. For long, at least. It values when it's the first discovery, finally, and he feels blessed and whatnot. But then, if one takes it back, it will become like a habit in the life. I'm the self, of course, but... So that value has to be alive. That is the difference you see between the one who went through this path and got let's say, some experiences very deep, and the one who has realized. The one who has realized it is still his love. It is still so precious. He cannot forget that. A seeker who doesn't consider himself anymore as a seeker because he found something, the search went, and he remembers the beautiful golden days with the master and whatnot, and still he's a bit impregnated with that, yet it's dilute because the mind comes back and banalize it. And I think surely to introduce satsang in one's life doesn't allow you to banalize, doesn't allow the mind to overpower. You see, even if in between satsang, let's say, the time plays its play, at least there is a moment of cut. I'm myself. Okay. I'm myself, whatever. Okay. I am myself. And then this becomes alive, you see. It is alive. And as long as this is not automatic like that, ask. It means somewhere your mind tricks you. And then you have to ask. You have to demystify this mind, the reality of this mind.
Ganga. Today I came to the satsang and I was totally identified with the mind, body-mind. I was afraid to connect with others because it felt like I'm not connected to the self or what, or to the source. And now I sit here and then I see that it opens up again and I feel more myself, or I see that I'm more myself. But there is still a separation that something thinks that there is the source and I'm here, and if I'm connected everything is good because the source is always the same, but sometimes I'm not connected with it. And now the question is the source, is that me? Or
yeah, first of all, the source is not there.
Yes.
That's why there is a separation already.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, the source is of another nature than the time. Time is always with sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Have you seen that? I think now more and more you see.
Yes.
And do you still have a concept that in time, whatever experience you have or understanding, it will be forever? Have you this concept?
Yes.
Ah, it's an illusion. In time. Already when you sleep, you don't keep your understanding or experience.
Yeah.
In time, whatever you gain in time, you see.
Yeah.
It is the nature of whatever you gain to be made out of time. It's the result of the time.
Yeah.
So it can never be all the time. It's sometimes. It falls into the sometimes. Sometimes I'm myself, which is wrong, and sometimes I'm not myself because I'm identified.
Yeah.
You still speak of the experience of a person.
Yes.
Yeah. But in fact, the problem is not the experiences. The problem is to think you are the person. That has to be shaken. How? Discard experiences. Discard the value of experiences here. We speak of realization. Huh?
Yes.
I don't speak as a way of living.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
Yeah.
it's very important.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for that, you dedicate a moment. You see, a moment, because it's not in time. A moment. You cut off. You unhook. You be yourself. But you have to include the seeker, you have to include the thought, I am such. You have to objectify what is actually an object. You are not an object. You are not what you can describe. Imagine, you are not what you can describe.
Yes. So the source, what I see, I cannot describe.
You cannot describe, you are it. So don't do that anymore. At least here. It's not in the body, it's not located in the body,
Yes, it's
but
not.
it is still a direction. You see? I am the source. And that's always there.
Yeah, it's always there.
It's always there. I am the source.
But
And when you feel separated and disconnected,
Yes.
it's your mind who speaks of experiences.
yeah.
And to realize that I am always the source, you have not to go there, you have not to listen to your mind. Like this, the mind at some point will be seen unreal. Will be seen for what it is.
But what is if the self sees, or yes, if I see that I'm totally blocked and
But it's an experience,
it's an
of your
experience,
person.
yes, that's true.
So you have here many weapons.
Yeah.
I will not fix myself in that experience.
Yes.
My master was telling, don't land there.
Yeah, I was totally landed
That's
now.
wonderful. Here, totally landing. Now the carpet is removed. Okay, great.
And tried not to enter, to go out. Okay.
Even if you go out, you speak of the person who goes out
Yes.
and in. It's a person who goes in and out. You are not even that person. I am the self. I'm the source. Yeah, yes.
I don't know exactly how to put it, but when you say that we can say to us, I am that, from an intellectual point of view, I think I understand better. I understand it.
Why you reduce that to intellectuality? You know why? Because you say, I am that, but the dot after that is as important. So it's then you reduce it as a thought only. Now if you say, I am that, then I think you keep quiet. Understand? Oh, lucky then.
At the beginning, you said that you advise the ones who know the self keep silent, don't put question. The ones who doesn't know, then put question. And in your previous saying, you said then you talk about glimpses. Then
It's let me ask you first. It is your trouble. You don't pick up here and there something for the sake of speaking, huh? It is your trouble, huh?
no trouble.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one time I had that question on me, and then from somewhere you separate the ones who know from the ones they don't know the self from the glimpse. And then the ones then from going in that sense, in that direction, the ones they know, they are just separate.
Yeah, but you speak of yourself, huh? Not the one who knows. You mean you? You have to.
Okay,
Yeah.
me. Okay,
Yeah.
we talk about
It will be, I think,
suppose
simpler.
that I know.
Suppose. No. You know or you don't know?
I cannot say in front of you that I know, but at the same moment, I have some glimpses.
Okay.
Okay, but I cannot say in front of you, I know, really I know,
Because you made it a glimpse, okay?
because I am the owner of the glimpses.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would
Yeah.
be a realized
Yeah.
being.
Yeah,
From
okay.
that logical. Then, the glimpse in this thing is not a big deal. It sounds for me, at the same time, it can be a tricky thing. Because it's just a glimpse.
Just wait.
It's
A glimpse is not a big thing,
big deal.
a big deal.
On that direction, because it's just a glimpse.
Normally those who have a glimpse, they don't react like that.
But I'm not just satisfied with the glimpse, it's a saying that, okay?
You know, it's like, I know it will not speak to everybody because it's a question of taste. But, you know, you can buy in the shops some fake caviar. Huh? Okay. And one day you get a real caviar. I think it makes a difference. You don't speak of the taste of the real caviar as you would say of the other one, and you would not say it's not a big deal. You would like to again know that person so that you can get it more often. it is a big deal to have a glimpse. It changes, first of all, your understanding of things. Because what a glimpse does, generally there are consequences. Many concepts are swept away at once. It may happen that your search also goes, even though the seeker may still remain, but that you don't see yet. It changes your life. The one who got a glimpse near a guide will never go somewhere else like that, I mean. Okay.
That doesn't allow me to say, I know.
No, because you said it very well. It doesn't allow you to say no to me. I know because you speak now from a person. So you would be a liar.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay? Yeah. A glimpse means there was not before, there is now a glimpse of the self, if we speak of the same glimpse, but I hope, myself. But then there is, it went because I caught another thought. So it means I've not seen the value of the glimpse because the other thought coming is as important. I went there. That's what I say in the beginning. You have to value. Glimpses are available. Even with wrong teachers, they are available. Yes, because it's your faith also. It's all what you put, then you get a glimpse. But no, the wrong teacher will never know how to deal with that one. Okay? Okay. So glimpses are available. If you are really, if you have enough, if you are serious, and if you have love for this subject, you get glimpses.
Okay,
Some people got a glimpse while looking at a donkey even. They say, oh, I am enlightened out of the blue. Many nowadays are enlightened out of the blue. So the glimpses are available. But they don't know the value of it. And if they know it and they start to teach, it's with intention. Wrong. You understand?
I understand completely, but I would like to listen from you that you have the, how can I say?
The authority.
The authority to say me, okay, you can keep silent, but I cannot tell you, I keep silent because I've seen.
But that's what we say, because
Okay,
you all made a glimpse, because you threw it away, you kicked your own self to go with a prostitute. Means the thought. Yeah, it's like that. You wanted I speak the language of love, and this is it.
But finally, you prove to me that you don't speak that language.
Welcome to Satsang. We have fun in Satsang. We have great fun. So, in Satsang we learn what you are not. It is, listen to me, what you are not. And everything you can feel, experience, understand, know, and not knowing too, you are not regarding what you really are. means not only the person who is born and who has a personal life. Because for that person, of course, there are experiences and understandings and all that. But in fact, not to depend on circumstances to be happy or not. One should know, one should remind himself, I am the self, which is always there, which is undescribable, and this is my refuge. So that thought, that expression, you add to your life. And it gives you a moment of stop being hypnotized by the mind, stop to suffer because of the mind. You are yourself. It's all what the wise speak about, and the wise were the smartest people on this planet. Not because of their brain, but because of their wisdom. And you are lucky enough to hear wisdom at a young age. So you are that, actually you are that, which is undescribable. So don't think just for a second, or don't, if there are thoughts and something, you don't look at it. Just for a second, you close the eyes and be happy with that. Prasad, you give this? And I give. It's for you. It's for you. Two for you. Ah, so it's. I'm sorry. No other kids? One is there? You want? There is another? No? You don't want? Okay. I see quite a few new faces. Hi, hi. If you want to ask anything, you're very free to ask. Yeah? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Ah, no? Ah, no. You will. You sure? Don't want to ask anything? Express anything? No?
When you are in this stop moment that you are that,
Yeah.
you are here.
Yeah.
When you remain here,
Yeah.
the conditionings, the thoughts, all your past experiences,
Yeah.
they are still there also.
Yes.
And there is the pool.
Yes.
How is possible to dissolve, to burn this?
This is not up to you to do it. Some, they die before it's done, and some not. This is not into your control. You have just to know that when you have this experience to be identified, you have this wisdom, I'm not that. It concerns a person I thought I was. Your wisdom here has to be alive. You have to use your wisdom to put things at the proper place. Because the person in time, you see, has agendas, has even one small desire is enough to give life to this, and attachments and habits. It will go on. Some, they just drop by themselves, some habits, some not, but I would not give the slightest energy to transform that, or to, because then it means you believe that it's real. Mm-hmm. Okay? So don't worry.
How about fear? Because fear is, sometimes it's so strong, it seems like a magneto, where even if you want to stay as you are, it seems something is pulling you out of it.
Yeah, but who has the fear?
And it's
Who
What's
has
the
the
person?
fear? The person, and the person is who?
the person is not who I am, but
It's I.
But it seems that there are thoughts, and you can observe it, and then someone is invested in these thoughts. Someone is taking something out of these thoughts.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very subtle to observe it. Is there any way to take the hook out of it? Because
But the hook is the person who is hooked. It's not who you really are. You speak of a person as if a person could be permanently something else. Who you are cannot be seen in a person. A person is the expression of who you are. And the expression is dual. So sometimes happy, sometimes not. Sometimes disidentified, sometimes not. That you cannot change, my dear. Don't have this philosophy that it is somebody who is enlightened, and so because of the enlightenment there will be only enlightenment in this manifestation. Good. It's a big relief. You have not to try to change what the self itself is. It's like the arrogance of I who suddenly thinks he is God. God, I will sweep away this is not good, this is only looking like enlightenment, and it has to be there. It's a big arrogance of I. It's already perfect as it is.
What you say about this gives also some fear.
Who has the fear? The person who cannot be enlightened and will never be enlightened. Leave that one. We always confuse, you see, because we have been a seeker. I am a seeker after liberation, so I conceive, I am a seeker, I'm serious seeker, and I even get glimpses and all, so it will happen to me. No. Up to glimpses it happens to you. But after, or you remain a person with glimpses and with sometimes as an ordinary person, or you leave the person behind as ordinary as it is, but you are the self. It's your choice. But then don't try to fix what is not fixable.
Ganga, it seems to me, or I've come to that insight, and I'm pretty...
To speak a bit louder.
Yeah, I can. So far, I've never really been in satsang. I always come as a person. I always come with my strategies I have, this work in life, this pride, just the whole person. But I'm never in satsang.
Just now you are in satsang because you see that you were never in satsang and you are right.
Yeah.
But now you are. To see that is the first step to be in satsang.
Yeah, it looks like I'm first satsang.
Doesn't matter. You are lucky enough to be in satsang. You see, you understand, you have this insight that you have been how to say, your master has been the mind. So far. The person thinking that he can also win enlightenment, liberation. But you have to hear now, the mind will never, there is no exceptions because it's the nature of the mind, will never help you. The mind will never help you to realize. And yet there is an exit. Don't listen to the mind then. Who are you when you don't listen to the mind? You are that which is always there. Welcome to Satsang. What comes to the mind?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
You see how one has been enslaved by the mind. Because it looks they are important. It makes a personal life rich. More you have experiences, more you have insights, more you understand. And it is the running after more. But it doesn't concern realization of the self at all. Enormous what I say and what you can hear.
Ganga,
Yeah.
he wants to ask you something.
Lovely. Very good. Yes, please.
Schön, dass du noch was fragen willst.
I am listening.
Ich habe Ängste und ich weiß einfach nicht, wie ich sie loslassen kann. Ich habe die schon eigentlich mein ganzes Leben lang.
He has many fears and he does not know how to let them go, and he has them all his life already.
Yes. Okay. You know, I don't know if you understand at your age, but
Ich weiß nicht, ob du es in deinem Alter verstehst.
whatever you can describe.
Was immer du beschreiben
You
kannst.
see this. What is this? Tell me. Describe this.
Beschreibe das, was ist das?
Flasche?
Okay. And are you this?
Bist du das?
Ah, you are not this, huh?
Du bist das nicht.
Okay. It's the same with your bad dreams.
Das ist das Gleiche mit deinen schlechten Träumen.
You see the bad dreams, isn't it?
Du siehst die schlechten Träume. Ängste.
Are you the bad dreams?
Bist du das?
Like this. Are you the bottle?
Bist du die Flasche?
Are you the bad dreams?
Bist du die schlechten Träume?
No. No, you are not the bad dreams.
Du bist nicht die schlechten Träume.
So, at that time,
Also zu der
just
Zeit,
ask, who has these bad dreams? I'm not looking at the bad dreams. I will look, who has these bad dreams?
in dem Moment gucke, wer hat diese schlechten Träume.
Let them pass like a movie.
Lass sie vergehen wie ein Film.
And who stays all the time there?
Und wer bleibt die ganze Zeit da?
The one who sees,
Derjenige, der sieht,
the one who sees the dreams.
derjenige, der diese Träume sieht.
Okay? You stay with that.
Du bleibst mit dem.
And you don't worry about the dreams.
Du sorgst dich nicht um diese Ängste.
Try to always go here.
Versuch immer hier hin.
You do like this? Do like
so.
this.
Wie immer.
That direction. Yeah?
Diese Richtung.
The dreams are here. No, you go here.
Die Ängste sind da oben.
I see the dream. I stay with I.
Du bleibst mit ich.
Yeah? It's very efficient.
Das ist sehr effizient.
He will not come.
Das wird nicht kommen.
Happy? Geluk? Geluk? You can eat your prasad. Who wants to be geluk? Huh? You are in satsang, huh? You step out? You stepped out? You prefer to step out or to be in satsang? Tell me now. Yes, satsang. Good. Okay. You are okay? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thank you very much.